Bright sun shining on a Wednesday evening in the Permian Basin, and game number 2 of this series. Pitching matchup looks like this. Jamie Arnold, number 2 prospect for the Athletics and one of the top 25 in all of baseball. 4-5, ERA of 4.08. That's among the league leaders. And since June 1st, Jamie Arnold has really changed things around in this season. I don't want to say struggled out of the chute, but again, since June 1, outstanding. DJ McCarty, right-hander, making just his third appearance, his second start for the Riders, 0-1 with a 10.80 ERA. But again, very, very small sample size, and was very good at Advanced A Hub City to start this year, was McCarty. We're ready to go. Jamie Arnold has baseball in hand. He'll throw the first pitch of our ball game in just a moment. So kick back, relax. We'll take you out to the ball game. The RockHounds and the Rough Riders on the way next.
All right, grab some buds and listen up. Grilling season's here. Now we find out what we're made of. Are we gonna fold under pressure and overcook the burgers? Or are we gonna nail the carne asada and the brisket and pack the coolers with ice-cold Budweiser and Bud Light? Because that's the difference between winning and losing, between flipping burgers and grilling like a pro.
This summer, grill like a pro with Bud and Bud Light. Stock up today. Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, and Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This RockHounds broadcast is brought your way in part by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Let's go back to Bob at the ballpark for the first pitch of the game.
First pitch will come with 95 degrees, and the wind 14 to 18 miles an hour. It's right to left, a little bit more inward this evening. So very similar conditions as Jamie Arnold will face Franier Chavez to lead it off. Former Midland College star stands in. Jamie's first pitch runs outside for ball 1, and this one underway. Franier Chavez, again, the shortstop for the Riders. Leadoff batter's a switch hitter. Set by Jamie, in the delivery way outside. Ball 2. That one slipped away. 2 balls, no strikes. Rafe Parrish will again bat second. He's the third baseman. Parrish at third. Arturo Disla will be the designated hitter. He'll bat third. Disla, the DH. 2-0 from Arnold. And that just stays up and away. Ball 3. So Chavez needs a guy who will draw some walks. Has 60, and that's among the top 10 in the league. Franier wheels the bat around a couple of times. Jamie comes set. 3-0 count to start this ball game. And that delivery up high, and that's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to start the contest. And Chavez, a guy who can go a little bit. Franier has 24 stolen bases on the season. Middle third of the order, Yason Morabel, the left fielder, will be the cleanup batter. Morabel in left. Malcolm Moore smacked a home run last night. Catcher batting in the 5 spot. Malcolm Moore batting 5th. Max Wagner had a big game last night. First baseman will bat 6th. Wagner at first. Arnold fires, this time a strike on the outside edge to Parrish, 0-1. Marcus Lee Sang, the center fielder, batting 7th. Lee Sang in center. Corey Joyce gets the start at second base. He'll bat 8th. Corey Joyce at second. And Ty Cobb, Keith Jones the second, batting 9th. Check swing, called strike. Got their knee-high outside edge, 0-2. Keith Jones, the right fielder. So batting 9th and playing the 9 spot. 1 on, nobody down to start this ball game. Parrish hitting a solid .292 since coming up. Sends one foul straight back and out of play. An 0-2 count again to the switch hitting third baseman. So it's Chavez, Parrish, and Disla up top. Morabel, Moore, and Wagner in the middle. And Lee Sang, Joyce, and Jones rounded out for the Riders. Pitch from Arnold, swung on and missed. So a walk followed by a whiff. As Ray Parrish is out on strikes. 1 on, 1 away for Arturo Disla. Boy, launched one out of this ballpark last night. Big, strong right-handed hitter. And he's hitting terrific average. He's hitting .308 for the Rough Riders. Sorry, .303, forgive me. 13 homers, 56 driven in. Runner broke too soon. Throw goes down to second base, and out is Franier Chavez. So Franier broke a little too early on that play. And he is caught stealing. 1-3-4 goes the play. So quickly 2 men down. The base on balls wiped away. Chavez caught for just the 6th time in 30 attempts on the season. Disla awaits a first pitch, and Arnold sends one down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Disla has 56 runs batted in. He is playing in his 66th game, so he has really been productive. power and hitting for average as mentioned. Pitch swung on, lined into right field, opposite way, base hit. Good effort at first base by Uribiel Angeles. Leaped but could not time it. Would have had to have been a perfect play. So line drive for Diesla. The caught stealing looks a little bigger now with 1 on and 2 men down. Here is Jason Morabel. This guy has just discovered the joy of hitting. Been at the advanced A level parts of the last 3 years, all of the 2.5 seasons, and then coming up. Takes down the middle from Arnold, 0-1 the count. Well, he is hitting .321 since coming up to the Double-A Rough Riders. Only 15 games, but he's hit in 13 of the 15. Jamie's pitch, fastball runs low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Base runner Arturo Diesla is not a threat to go, at least hasn't attempted a stolen base. And again, speed certainly not his stock and trade, but boy, hitting the baseball sure is. Was terrific defensively last night too, was Diesla. Swinging a foul out of play, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shadow just creeping out in front of home plate and just up past first base. Everything else in bright sunlight. Again, breezy again this evening. Set by Arnold. Pitch swung on, sent sharply at third base, but it's handled nicely in the throw to second from Luke Mann to Casey Yamauchi. RockHounds lineup will be precisely the same as last night, just some position switches, but the batting order is absolutely identical. Casey Yamauchi to lead it off. Casey, the second baseman, facing right-hander DJ McCarty, makes his 3rd appearance as a member of the Riders, his 2nd start, and finds the outside corner called strike. Devin Taylor, right fielder, is on deck. Devin batting number 2 in right field. Leo DeVries is the DH in this game, batting 3rd. Leo the designated hitter. 0-1 from McCarty. Casey tempted, checks his swing. No, he didn't. He went around. Just enough, 0-2. And again, that varies from crew to crew and from umpire to umpire, but Casey just enough of a swing, and he's down 0-2. McCarty with the twist and pitch, and that, boy, foul tip, didn't mean to, turned into it. Casey out on 3 pitches. So 2 check swings, the second of them really just kind of turned into the pitch, but foul tipped it into the glove of Malcolm Moore. So DJ McCarty said, this game's so easy. 3 pitches, has a whiff. Here's Devin Taylor. Left-handed hitting right fielder, .339 with the RockHounds since coming up from advanced A. Takes down and in for a ball. Davis Diaz again will bat cleanup. He's the catcher. Davis Diaz behind the dish. Uribiel Angeles batting 5th, moves to first base in this game. Uribiel at first in the 5 spot. McCarty's pitch well outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Clark Elliott in left field batting 6th. Clark Elliott the left fielder. Bobby Bozer moves over to shortstop and bats in the 7th spot. Bobby Bozer at short. 2-0 to Devin, striking the outside edge. Count goes 2-1. Luke Mann batting 8th at third base, made a nice play a moment ago. And Cameron Leary rounds it out in center field. Cameron Leary batting 9th in center. McCarty's pitch swung on, pop high in the air, but the wind will carry that, I think, well out of play. Malcolm Moore will give a look, and that will clank onto the roof. And a count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yamauchi, Taylor, and DeVries up top. Diaz, Angeles, and Elliott in the middle. And Bozer, Mann, and Leary rounded out. 2-2 count to Devin. Pitch from McCarty is up and away for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 6'2" right-hander listed at 145. Drafted out of high school actually signed out of high school in 2020. That was, of course, the short draft, just 5 rounds. Swinging a fly ball into right center field. That is well hit. That ball is carrying, and that ball is deep. That's got a chance. That's going to get to the wall, and Devin Taylor, a stand-up double. Boy, that cut through the wind. That is directly into the breeze, which is anywhere from 14 to 18 miles an hour. And Devin Taylor really drove that. It found the power alley, deep right center field, base of the wall, and he's on at second base with 1 man down. You mentioned the ball that Diesla hit out of here last night. Very similar. I mean, the wind is a little more inward, in fact, tonight than it was last evening. Those are impressive swings. So Devin Taylor has now reached base in 38 of his last 40 games and has hits in 34 of them. And better than 356. Came in at 356 in those last 39 games and has added a double. Pitch outside to Leo DeVries for ball one. Leo hitting left-handed against the Riders' right-hander. Leo up to 294 after that 3-hit game last night. Rests the bat on the left shoulder as he waits. Stretch and pitches well inside for the ball. Wheels the bat, spins the bat around a couple of times. I said it last night. There's not much that Leo does that isn't, and I mean it nicely, flamboyant. I mean, he's fun to watch. It is, after all, a game, and he is, after all, 19 years of age. 2-0 set by McCarty. Leo swings, fouls this one back. 2 balls and a strike. Shadow already creeping out well in front of home plate now. So just as it gets to the top of the batting circle, baseball goes from the bright sunlight into the shadows. Runner in scoring position on the double by Devin Taylor. Pitch to Leo, swing and a miss. Off speed pitch, down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. DJ McCarty again making his 3rd appearance, his 2nd as a starter. He's gone just 3 1/3 innings, so really tiny sample size. Made 15 appearances with the Hub City Spartanburgers at the advanced A level. 3-5, 5.46 ERA. 3rd season at the advanced A level. Swinging a ball hit to right field. That is right at Keith Jones. He'll make the catch. Devin Taylor will tag, and he will come to 3rd base safely. Goes in standing up. So Leo DeVries flies out to right field. Runner at 3rd with 2 men down. And the batter is Davis Diaz. Yeah, the RockHounds last evening, and granted, look, it was a 10-run ball game, so not saying for as much as a bat of an eye that Hounds could have necessarily changed the outcome, but 17 base runners were squandered last night. Got a 1-out double here. Runner now at 3rd, 2 away. Davis Diaz, right-handed hitter. He's now the primary catcher for the RockHounds. Pitch high and in for a ball, 1-0. Mentioned yesterday Cole Kahn going up to AAA, a well-deserved promotion. So it goes from a foundational member of the RockHounds to the newest aviator in Las Vegas, does Cole. Man, we wish him well. 1-0 pitch will get there, called strike on the inside half. A ball and a strike to Davis. 277 now. Playing in his 40th game with the RockHounds. 4 homers, 20 driven in. Had a good game last night when 1 for 3, drew a couple of bases on balls. Takes a strike outside edge. That just got there. 1-2. Davis will step out. I think he will ask for time. Yep, he does. 1-out double by Devin Taylor. He's at 3rd base, 2 down, no score in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Hounds got on top last night earlier. There's a shot down the left field line, just foul. Jumped on that pitch, but just sent it foul wide of the line. Good athletic call, by the way, by crew chief Shane Sullivan. Had to make the call while getting out of the way of that line drive, but he did. So the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Uribiel Angeles would be next for the Hounds. 2 down in the 1st. And a pitch to Diaz. Swung on, popped up. Shallow center field. Being pursued. That ball's got a chance, and it'll drop for a base hit. Davis putting on the brakes. Boy, and has to dive back in. Boy, he took a wide turnaround first base. So Davis Diaz, just a little pop-up. That is a classic. Well, it's a Texas leaguer. So the Hounds, for the 2nd consecutive game, take the lead in the 1st inning. The wind probably pushed that thing around a little bit, too. Shortstop Chavez, second baseman Joyce, and center fielder Lee Sang were all in pursuit, but the ball dropped between them. Little Bermuda Triangle number. Now here's Uribiel. 1-0 Hounds in the 1st inning. Pitch down and away to the Hounds' first baseman, a ball and no strikes. So a double of near 400 feet and a little pop-up into shallow center brings the first run of the game across. RBI number 21 for Davis Diaz. He takes the lead off first base, and Angeles line drive, base hit left side. Just over the glove of Rafe Parrish. 3rd baseman Had to make a leaping catch very similar to the ball that Diesla hit to right field. Just eluded the glove of Uribiel. So I guess turnabout is fair play, at least to a point. And it's a base hit to left field. 2 men on. Third base hit of this inning for the RockHounds. So first and second, 2 away for Clark Elliott. Left-handed hitting left fielder, batting .220. OBP at .403. Boy, it's been .400 basically since day one of this season. Runners their leads, set by McCarty. Pitch way inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, McCarty pitching for the advanced A level in the Rangers farm for the last 2.5 seasons before coming up. 4.85 career ERA at that level. Pitch sails way up and in for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Getting drafted out of high school during that very strange 2020 time frame. Of course, the minor league season went away completely. Draft was shortened to 5 rounds, so he wasn't drafted, but likely would have been almost assuredly during a normal draft. Pitch up high for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. So signed as a non-drafted free agent. Of course, that was in 2020, so he did not pitch. Time called at home plate for a moment by Clark Elliott. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 men on and 2 men down with a run across in the first. McCarty, hands drop to the belt. Right-handers 3-0, and that'll get there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to Clark Elliott. Devin Taylor, 1-out double. And scores on the base hit by Davis Diaz. The single by Arnold putting 2 men on with 2 away. 3-1 count to Clark. Little bluff move out to second. Davis retreats. No throw, no balk. McCarty set with a 3-1 delivery now. Runners their leads, gives a second look at the lead runner, and delivery swung on and missed, and the count now is full to Clark Elliott. Very familiar outfield alignment. We've seen it a lot in the last, couple of homestands. Right field very shallow. That's Keith Jones the second. Center field are fairly shallow as well. That wind is much more inward tonight, as mentioned. And in left field, Morabel shallow and shading toward the corner. Pitch swung on and missed, and McCarty comes back after going 3-0 to Clark Elliott. Gets him on a swinging strike 3. So he starts and ends the inning with a strikeout. Malcolm Moore will lead it off. It's a good matchup right here. Jamie Arnold, number 2 prospect for the A's, and Malcolm, number 4 on the Rangers list. Left-handed hitting catcher takes one down the middle, check swing, but that's a called strike. 0-1. 6th home run as a member of the Riders coming last night. Launched one out of here to right field. Broke a little mini slump doing it. Pitched down and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Actually 3 guys who did. Malcolm is one of them. Guy on deck, Max Wagner, did as well, and so did Keith Jones the second, although that's no surprise coming against the Hounds. Pitched down and away for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Malcolm Moore, a product of Stanford University of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Cracks me up. Pitch rolling toward first base, but bounced just foul. Uribiel Angeles thought that might have cleared the bag in fair territory. Thought he might have an easy put out, but nope. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Boy, geography in sports is a little bit on the goofy side. It's Stanford and the University of California in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Those universities are about 3 feet from the Pacific Ocean and about 3,000 miles from the Atlantic coast, but hey, it's sports. 2-2, bends down and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And in fact, Jamie Arnold from Florida State, so same conference. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Swinging a foul ball down the left side and out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count remains to Malcolm Moore. Hitting .211 since coming up from Hub City. Jamie Arnold making his 20th start of this season. April and May, the numbers not what he would have wanted, but again, numbers just don't say everything. Pitch down and away here. Second inning opening walk offered up by the left-hander. One on and nobody down for Max Wagner. Well, before last night, Max Wagner, speaking of guys who broke out of a little bit of a slide, he was 2 for his last 22. In his last 10 games, that's a little under 100. He went 4 for 5 with 2 doubles and 3 runs driven in. One on, nobody down. Wagner takes a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Since June 1st, Jamie Arnold in 9 starts is 3-2 with a 2.89 earned run average. Whip at 1.31. Pitch up and away here for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Opposition hitting .229 against him since June. So you look at the overall season numbers. ERA 4.08, and again, that's among the top in the league. Whip and average are higher than he would like. Pitch down and in for a ball, 2-1. Whip at 1.57, a little above the league average, and opposition hitting .275 against him. But it's all about development, and boy, he has certainly done that. Pitch is fouled away, count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitched a bit in spring training, got a chance to pitch in one big league spring training game, did Jamie, before making his official professional debut. Did so against Arkansas's Cade Anderson. Tremendous prospect, swinging a foul out of play, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hounds hosted Arkansas last week, and in back-to-back games saw the numbers 5 and 8 prospect and all of baseball, Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan, both in the Arkansas rotation. Pitch over the inside edge to Max Wagner, a called 3rd strike. So 2 walks, 2 whiffs for Jamie Arnold. 1 on and 1 man down, and Marcus Lee Sang will be the batter. Boy, Mariners have really produced some remarkable pitching talent. A whole bunch of it has come through the Arkansas Travelers. Pitch to the outside corner, called strike to Marcus Lee Sang, left-handed hitting center fielder. Base runner Malcolm Moore does not have a stolen base attempt. Backup pitches down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Jamie wants a new baseball and gets one. Shadow creeping out now about halfway to the mound and up past first base, where Malcolm Moore takes his lead off first. Held on there by Uribe Angeles. Pitched by Arnold. Strike at the knees. Runner goes. A little delayed steal. Boy's going to be out by a 1/4 mile. Wow. Caught stealing. It was 2-6 with Bobby Bozer making the play. I think I said Leo earlier because it's force of habit, but second caught stealing in this game for the Riders. So 2 men down and a 1-2 count to Marcus Lee Sang. Base is now empty. Arnold sends one down and away for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. First stolen base attempt, in fact, for Malcolm Moore. Pitch swung on, bounced back up the middle. Bobby ranges to his left on the first or second base side of the bag and makes the play in time. Ground out goes Bobby Bozer to Uribe Angeles at first, and the lead. In the bottom half of the second inning, the bottom third of the order for the RockHounds, Bobby Bozer, Luke Mann, and Cameron Leary. Facing DJ McCarty. Hounds with a run in the first inning. They lead it 1-0. Bobby Bozer at 218 moves to the shortstop position in this game. McCarty yanks one outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Bobby a base hit and an RBI in last night's ball game. And Riders winning 14-4. Pitch inside for a ball. Count 2 balls and no strikes. So still sharing the top spot with the Amarillo Sod Poodles and Corpus Christi, just a game out in the second half. So a good race going on in the South. Pitch down and away, swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. Hounds, of course, were on top early in this second half, but have really fallen on hard times. 4-15 in the last 19 ball games. 4 games out, still within shouting distance, but again, the trend has been going the wrong way. Backup pitches up and in for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Mentioned the North Division, and boy, it's not over, but it's, I guess, as the great Chevy Chase character Fletch once put it. Here's the 3-1 stretch and a pitch to Bozer. Fouled away. 3-2 to Bobby. Springfield Cardinals don't own the North Division, but they have a lease with an option to buy. They lead Tulsa by 4 games, and of course Tulsa's already, like Frisco, has already clinched the playoff spot. Next team back is Arkansas. They're 7 games out. Swing and a foul back, count 3-2. Cardinals for the second consecutive year really becoming a story in the Texas League. They're the defending champions. Defeated the Hounds 2-1. Last year from mid-May on, Springfield was just ridiculously good, and they are in the second half here. Bouncer foul, nicely handled by Gregorio Petit in the third base coaching box. Doesn't even need a glove to play D. That away, G. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McCarty set from the belt. Pitch swung on and missed, so he comes back and gets his 3rd strikeout of this ball game. Does DJ McCarty. Bobby Bozer out on strikes. 1 man down for Luke Mann. Springfield Cardinals, by the way, are now 23-11 in the second half. Of course, Tulsa has been the top team overall in the league all season, with Frisco right behind them. Arkansas as well. Luke Mann, the batter, nobody on and 1 man out. McCarty finds the outside half. Off speed pitch, the count goes 0-1. Luke at 205 on base in 12 of his last 13 with a 265 average in that stretch and some power, of course. Backdoor pitch is a little bit wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. Had a game-winning home run on Sunday afternoon, the finale of that series with the Arkansas Travelers. Left-handed hitter waits. McCarty comes set. Pitch runs down and in for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. McCarty, I think I mentioned, a California native. Slender right-hander comes set. 2 balls and a strike. And that's up high to Luke. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Home run on Sunday afternoon was Luke's 7th of this season, playing in 62 games with the Hounds. McCarty with a 3 ball, 1 strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes full. And breaking ball down and in tied him up. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count to Luke Mann. Outfield straight away in left and center. Straight away and very shallow in right field with that wind blowing in. And an off-speed delivery swung on and missed. Same pitch back-to-back at 83 miles an hour. And McCarty has 4 strikeouts, 3 of them in succession. 2 men down for Cameron Leary. Cameron 0 for 3, but drew a bases-loaded walk in yesterday's game to bring in a run on base in each of his last 4. Cheating in at third base is Ray Parrish, right to the edge of the grass. Leary always a threat to bunt. Sends a fly ball to right field. Going back, Keith Jones. He'll have to watch. That ball will bounce against the bullpen fence. Bounced over the bullpen fence. And that'll be a double for Cameron Leary. Well, good swing of the bat there. That's into the wind and got over Keith Jones's head. So double into the bullpen in right field. Hounds have their 4th base hit of the game. This one comes with 2 men down in the second. Top of the order, Casey Yamauchi. Casey a strikeout on 3 pitches. Opened the game in the bottom of the first inning. Top of the order, of course. He had a little check swing that was deemed, and he went around. And struck out turning into a pitch and just foul tipped it into the glove of Malcolm Moore. So 3 pitches and see you later. Takes a strike on the outside edge here. Casey's just getting picked on in this game so far. Right-handed hitter at 337 from Hilo, Hawaii. Set at the belt as McCarty gives a look over the right shoulder. The runner going. Pitch is taken down and away. There'll be no throw. So stolen base. Cameron Leary has not stolen a bunch of late. Again, he's been struggling to get on base, hitting just 132 in his last 15 games. And he's a guy that gets on base and he can flat go. That's 33 steals in 40 attempts. So Cameron's at third. It's a 1-1 count to Casey Yamauchi. Swings and tapper back to the mound. McCarty makes the play, and the throw is in time. Corey Joyce leads off for Frisco in the top half of the third inning. Riders second baseman batting in the 8th spot. He'll be followed by Keith Jones. And back to the top of the order for Freño Chavez. Jamie Arnold, third inning of work. Starts it with a breaking pitch, strike at the knees, 0-1 to Corey Joyce. Corey 243 on the season. Has 11 home runs, 40 driven in. Riders one of the top home run hitting teams in all of Double-A. Pitch down and in for a ball, 1 strike. Shadow just starting to creep up the upslope of the mound and up to the edge of the right field grass on the right side of the infield. A pop up high in the air, that's drifting toward the seats. And that will find the stands down that right field side, 1-2. Hounds defensively have Clark Elliott in left field. Cameron Leary is the center fielder. Devin Taylor is around in right. Luke Mann is at third base in this game. Bobby Bozer is at shortstop. Casey Yamauchi, the second baseman, and Uribe Angeles is at first, with Davis Diaz behind the dish. 1-2 from Jamie. Called third strike outside half of the plate. Not happy and walking away is Corey Joyce. Third strikeout for Jamie Arnold in this ball game. Here's Keith Jones, the second. 227 average. Keith, by the way, has 60 driven in, so it's not like he's not swinging the bat against everybody else. He's just not swinging it the way he is against the Hounds. Pitch down for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. 227 batting average and 178 points higher than that against the Hounds. 405. Of course, he's been with this club all season. Pitch outside for a ball, 2-0. Kidded last night. I bet Keith was probably the first guy off the bus when the Riders arrived here in West Texas. Breaking pitch popped foul out of play, 2-1. Of course, baseball, so many ups and downs. We talk about it so often. But before last night's game, Keith was 2 for his last 21. He arrives in the Permian Basin. Of course, promptly goes 2 for 3 with 2 walks and a stolen base. Takes a called strike here, and it's 2-2. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Keith from Brentwood, California. 2-2 pitch from Jamie Arnold. Boy, he was tempted on a sweeping breaking pitch down and away. Full count, 3-2. Riders with the win last night, 58-44 overall on the season. They were 10 over in the first half. Winning the first half pennant. Pitch called, third strike, outside corner. Boy, Keith Jones had the bat dropped and was ready to go to first base, and that is a classic borderline pitch, but in this case the border belongs to pitcher Jamie Arnold. So 4 strikeouts for Arnold, 4 for his counterpart DJ McCarty through his first 2 innings. And the batter is Freño Chavez. He walked on 4 pitches to start the game and was thrown out trying to steal second. Freño takes up high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Switch hitting shortstop, spent 1 season in the Permian Basin playing for Midland College, the Chaparrals. Arnold bends one just down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. So Freño's seen 6 pitches so far this evening, all 4 out of the zone. Nobody on, 2 men down. Top half of inning number 3. Arnold's pitch swung on and missed. Big rip by Chavez. Count goes 2-1. Freño had a terrific season with MC and of course parlayed that into his pro career. Pitches up high for a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Native of Valencia, Venezuela. The 3-1 pitch from Arnold is fouled away, so the count full. Base is empty, 2 down in the top half of the third. Hounds with a 1-0 advantage early on. Time asked for at the plate by the Riders shortstop. Arnold into the motion. His 3-2 is rolled toward third base. Going to be a tough play. Backhanded by Luke Mann. Throws across the diamond and got him. Terrific play at third base by Luke Mann. Devin Taylor leads off for the Hounds. He doubled and scored the game's only run on the base hit by Davis Diaz in the first inning. So Devin leads it off. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Hounds. And a line shot base hit right side. Boy, Devin Taylor, just one of the terrific stories this season on the Athletics farm, without question. And Mark Kotze was talking about him, the A's manager, saying that Devin right now the best hitter in a minor league organization. And he's 2 for 2 in this game, again hitting .339 in his first 46 games, and he's 2 for 2 in this one. Batter is Leo DeVries. DJ McCarty set, delivered, and just missed outside, maybe a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. We are to that point in the ball game where the shadow has just crossed the pitcher's rubber, so when DJ McCarty delivers that ball right off the fingertips out of that bright sunlight, and as he comes set, it'll go into the shadows. Long set by McCarty, and delivers outside for ball 2, 2-0. Leo flew out to right field his first time up. Davis Diaz, who drove in the run, is on deck. Outfield plays Leo ever so slightly to pull. Takes, and that's just high and away for ball 3, so 3 balls, no strikes. This is the 24th half inning of this series, and I'll tell you why I say that in a moment. The 3-0 set now to Leo. And, well, I was going to say he has the green light, but he was not interested in swinging that pitch at all. He just rested the bat on the shoulder. 3 balls and a strike. In 24 half innings, each team has gone up and down in order once. Riders didn't do it until the top of this inning. Hounds did it in the 9th inning last night. Bouncer foul, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So there have been base runners on in this series right from the get-go. Count is full. Base runner is Devin Taylor. Doesn't run a lot. Has 4 steals in 5 attempts. Count is full to Leo DeVries. McCarty set. Hands drop from the letters right down to the belt. 3-2. Long set again. Now the delivery. And Leo fouls that one away. When McCarty 2 or 3 times really using every tick on that pitch timer. It's a little bit of an art form in itself. 3-2, second time to Leo. Devin Taylor takes the lead, not going. Pitch to Leo, and a swing and a miss. He's out on strikes. That's 5 strikeouts for DJ McCarty. So 1 man on, 1 man out. Here's Davis Diaz. Found the Bermuda Triangle in shallow center field, a classic Texas leaguer that dropped for an RBI single in the first inning. Well, Davis now 2 for 4, and on base 4 out of 6 in the early stages of what will be a 6-game series when the teams wrap things up. Davis tempted, did not go. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Mentioned clubs meeting for the 4th time on this season. It's the one part of the schedule that's actually been really well balanced. They meet twice in each half, once at each venue, which ideally is the way it should be with division opponents. It's not that way, of course, but it should be. Pitch down and away for a ball, 2-0. Well, pardon the grammar, Miss Hilburn. Scheduling ain't easy, but boy, there are some quirky deals. In the first 3 series, 18 games, of course, 6-game sets. Teams split 9-9. Riders winning last night. Runner goes. Oh, it's caught off first base, and Devin Taylor drove back in. Now he's safe. He beat it. That was pretty clear. Hope he's okay. He was really awkward getting back to the bag. Boy, Devin broke off second base, put on the brakes, came back, and the throw just a little bit up perhaps because it was pretty clear he got his hand down on the bag. Don't know that he maybe didn't lose his balance a little bit. He's looking at the dirt now beyond first base as he takes his lead again. So count 3 balls, no strikes to Davis Diaz. 1 on and 1 man down. Barely. And a pitch outside for a ball. So DJ McCarty with his first base on balls of this game against his 5 strikeouts. He's given up 5 base hits, 1 walk. So Devin Taylor now does reach second base a little more calmly this time after the scramble to stay on the base paths. Here's Uribe Angeles. Get a line drive just over the glove of third baseman Rafe Parrish for a base hit, his first time up. Right-handed hitter is the Hounds' first baseman. McCarty stepping away for a moment. Same alignment. Keith Jones the second, really shallow in right field. That wind blowing in. Pitch way outside for a ball to Angeles. 1 ball, no strikes. Defensively for the Riders, Yason Morabel is the left fielder. Marcus Lee Sang is the center fielder. Keith Jones the second is in right. Rafe Parrish the third baseman. Franier Chavez at short. Set by McCarty, and the 1-0 pitch to Uribe. Outside half, called strike 1-1. Second baseman is Corey Joyce. First baseman Max Wagner. Malcolm Moore behind the dish for the Riders. DJ McCarty making his third Double-A appearance. Right-hander set, glances at the lead runner, turns, comes to the plate, and that ball drilled left field toward the corner by Uribe Angeles. That is high, that's deep, that's up, that's gone! 3-run sidewalk souvenir into the bullpen. Well, I mean, that was a line drive. Wind, I don't know, pushed it. I kind of doubt it. That was just a laser. And the RockHounds get a 3-run drive from Uribe, his 5th of this season. And he touches that dish for the 3-run drive. We said continually, really, that Uribe Angeles, guy who was not hitting for high average early, but he is really something of a proven commodity at this level. And since his return this last time, coming off injury, he's now 8 for his last 24 with 8 runs driven in. Foul ball away off the bat of Clark Elliott. Count is 0-1. So the RockHounds scored 3 times on the Uribe Angeles home run into the left field bullpen, and it's a 4-0 game in the 3rd inning. Clark Elliott standing out for a moment. Don't know if that ball maybe would have been fouled off his foot. Didn't get a great look at it. 0-1 count. Clark sends a line drive right back up the middle. Clean base hit. Clark Elliott. Still just 1 down in the inning, and another base runner for the RockHounds. That's 7 base hits now allowed by DJ McCarty. He's walked only 1 batter, and that came back to haunt him. That was the walk to Davis Diaz, and Diaz scores on Uribe's home run. Here's Bobby Bozer, strikeout victim his first time up. Well, Clark Elliott, again, it's a quiet, but not a streak, a quiet but a very good trend. On base in 22 of his last 23 games. Numbers almost identical to his season numbers, which makes sense, of course, because he draws a ton of walks, does Clark. But during the last 23 games, hitting right about 225 and on-base percentage over 400. Visit to the mound from Malcolm Moore. And now Bozer will stand in. Bobby, a strikeout, first time up. Clark Elliott, 17 stolen bases on this season. Pitch to Bobby, finds the outside half of the plate. 0-1 count to the Hound shortstop. Max Wagner holding the runner on at first base. Set at the belt by McCarty. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and popped in the air. Right side, foul ground. Ball drifting, and it will find the seats. I think we have the answer on whether or not the RockHounds will be aggressive here, as Clark Elliott was running on the 0-1 pitch. Inning started with Devin Taylor, a first pitch line drive base hit into right field. Leo DeVries struck out. Davis Diaz drew a 4-pitch walk, and Uribe Angeles, a 1-1 pitch, drilled it into the left field bullpen. And Clark Elliott with a single, so he's on with 1 away and an 0-2 count to Bobby Bozer. Pitch McCarty, and that hit him. So Bobby will toss the bat away and take his base, and now it's 2 men on base with one man down. Batter will be Luke Mann. You know, Bobby Bozer now on base in 6 consecutive games. It's a painful way to do it, but he is on base. And we're probably going to get a visit to the mound here as pitching coach Thomas St. Clair will come out. And the Riders will at least get some stirring in the left field bullpen. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock is our first pitch. And, of course, it's summertime, so it's hot as the dickens. And tomorrow is, appropriately enough, Thirsty Thursday. And tomorrow will be at a Copa night. The Midland Amigos will be the identity. For a 7 o'clock start time for ballpark tradition, Thirsty Thursday. Have back to school weekend coming up. We have RockHounds lunch boxes for the first 1,000 fans on Friday. Fireworks for everybody Saturday night. And a Sunday matinee, which this week includes brunch at the ballpark. And we encourage you to check that out online. Cool idea. Started it up last year. Luke Mann, the batter. Conversation on the mound over. Runners at first and second. Luke takes all the way. Called strike, 0-1. Nope, a balk was called. So runners to second and third. So for DJ McCarty, boy, that's frustrating. Through a first pitch after the visit was a strike, but he balked in doing so. So it's second and third with one man down. Infield comes in. No count again to Luke Mann. Pitch way up and away for ball one. A ball and no strikes. Luke, the 7th man up in this inning. Second and third, just one man down. Hounds, of course, had the lead last night in the ball game. 3-0 in the first inning, 4-2 at one point, and the Riders scored the last 12 in yesterday's game. Luke swings, fouls one away, count squares at 1 ball, 1 strike. Mann, left-handed hitter, 205 on the season. Began the last 13 ball games, hitting 265. Set by the right-hander McCarty, delivers, and that ball fouled straight back out of play. Ball and 2 strikes to the Hounds' third baseman. Plays both corners, does Luke. He'll rewrap the batting gloves one time before stepping back in against DJ McCarty. Luke from St. Louis, Missouri, and went to the University of Missouri, former Tiger. Takes down and away for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clark Elliott at third, Bobby Bozer on at second. Both guys run well. McCarty leans in, has the sign, stretched by the right-hander. Runners their leads, and the 2-2 pitch to Luke. Backdoor, called third strike, just got there. Man reacting a bit. Well, McCarty has had a little bit of everything going on in this game. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. He struck out 2 batters so far in each of the first 3 innings, but it is a 4-0 game. 2 on and 2 men down. Infield now can back up, although the batter is Cameron Leary, so Parrish, I would guess, he will stay at least shallow, maybe a step or 2 behind the bag. Clark Elliott doubled into the right field bullpen his first time up. Big swing and a miss, comes up empty here, 0-1. Doubled and stole his 33rd base of this season. Remains one of the top 10 in the league. Stolen base total, of course, slowed down a little bit in the late June and on through July. But an excellent base runner. Takes a backdoor pitch and a good one. Called strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes from McCarty. Hounds with 3 on the board, but again, 2 more runners here in scoring position. Trying to add to what is now a 4-0 advantage. McCarty with the 0-2. And that one slipped away a bit, it appeared. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the order, Casey Yamauchi waiting in the on-deck circle. If Casey comes to the plate, the Hounds will have batted around in this inning. Stretch and pitch to Cameron Leary is fouled off. Count, I believe, is a ball and 2 strikes. Scoreboard has 0-2, and maybe I should go with that. So McCarty looking for the exit sign with 2 on and 2 men down. The 1-2 pitch backdoor is popped high in the air left side. Wind I think will carry this well out of play, and yeah, it will. So it is a 1-2 count, by the way. A ball and 2 strikes to Cameron Leary. So DJ McCarty, well, he has been out there a while in this inning. 8th batter he has faced. One-two count again to the Hounds' left-handed hitting center fielder Cameron Leary. Set by McCarty. 1-2 pitch, and that's fouled back. A little bang into the side of the ballpark. Still a ball and 2 strikes. McCarty now up to 75 pitches in this ball game. This just the 3rd inning, so actually 76. So he's averaging more than 25 pitches per inning, and that will shorten your night. 1 ball, 2 strikes yet again. Pitch to Cameron, stays high. Ball 2, 2-2. So Leary has worked the count even with 2 on and 2 men down. McCarty one more time leans in, has his sign. Clark Elliott leads off 3rd. Bobby Bozer off 2nd. Pitch to Leary, fouled away again. So the battle continues with a 2-2 count. Cameron with that double in the 2nd inning, on base now in his last 5 games, and again, that's got to be such a huge part of his game. Swiped that base after the double in the 2nd inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's popped up, and this is playable. Left side of the infield, Ray Parrish, 3rd baseman, looking straight up in the sky, and he will carefully glove it right on the edge of sunlight and shadow. Top of the 4th inning at Momentum Bank Ballpark. The RockHounds scoring the game's first run on a Devin Taylor double, and then just a little Texas leaguer off the bat of Davis Diaz that dropped in shallow center field in the 1st. A single by Taylor starting the 3rd inning, a 1-out walk to Davis Diaz, and Uribiel Angeles did the rest with a line drive home run into the left field bullpen. Hounds 4, Riders nothing through 3. Frisco no runs on a base hit, no errors. RockHounds 4 runs on 7 hits and no errors. As we go to the 4th, Jamie Arnold sends a big old breaking pitch that drops down and in off the shoe tops. Ball 1 to Rafe Parrish. 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Parrish, Arturo Disla, and Yeson Morabel. Arnold comes back with a strike at the knees. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Dylan Dreiling was a late scratch today for Frisco, so the lineup bumped around a little bit. Parrish swings and misses. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rafe Parrish, by the way, top 20 prospect for the Texas Rangers. Asked for time here. Switch hitter batting from the right side against Jamie Arnold. Arnold 2 walks, 4 strikeouts in this game. Pitch way low and away for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Mentioned a few minutes ago, teams will play at 7 o'clock the next 3 evenings, and then Sunday afternoon at 1. Big swing and a miss, and Parrish out on strike. So good matchup, and Jamie Arnold for the 2nd straight time gets the strikeout of Rafe Parrish. So 1 man down, 5th strikeout for the Hounds left-hander, and here's Arturo Disla. Riders who have played more games on the road than at home in the 2nd half will even that up beginning next week. They're home for 2 weeks, are the Riders. Pitch up high for a ball to Disla, ball 1. Hosting San Antonio and Wichita, I believe. Riders, in fact, of their last 24 games, and a swing and a chopper toward 3rd. If that stays fair, it's going to be a base hit, but it hit the side of the baseline on the grass, where the grass and the dirt meet, and kicked into foul territory. So Arturo Disla hustling down the line. He'll come back to the dish. 18. Uribiel Angeles joking with Disla as he walked by. I think it's 18 of their last 24 games. The Riders have Wichita 12 times and Northwest Arkansas 6, and they have both struggled a bit. Wichita got a kind of a breath of fresh air when the Hounds were in town. Have 5 new players in the lineup, and They played really well, and then, of course, they went on the road and played Springfield, and that will knock the stuffing out of anybody the way the second half is going. But the Riders be home for 2 weeks beginning on Tuesday. Hounds will hit the road for those same 2 weeks, going to Amarillo and Corpus. Ground ball this time sharply but wide of third. 1-2 the count to Arturo Diesla. Singled his first time up, base hit to right field. Well set by Jamie Arnold. The 1-2 pitch way outside and back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Arturo Diesla, nicknamed the Buffalo by Marcelo Zuna. And if you're going to get a nickname, it's come from a 14-year big leaguer. So you know it was meant nicely. Ground ball down the third baseline. That's a base hit. Diving effort by Luke Mann, couldn't get there. Diesla tosses the batting helmet away and goes in standing up at second base. I think that batting helmet was starting to bobble on his head, so he just reached up and kind of knocked it off as he goes to second base. So Diesla continues to swing the bat so well. He's 2 for 2 in this ball game. Homered last night. So he's 3 for 7 with a home run, 3 driven in, and now a double here in the 4th inning. And the batter, Yeson Morabel. Native of the Dominican Republic, left-handed hitter. Diesla's batting helmet now has been retrieved, so he's ready to go at second base. 4-0 RockHounds. The Riders with a 1-out double by Diesla here in the 4th inning. Morabel bounced into a fielder's choice his first time. One hopper picked on the short hop by Uribe Angeles. Gets to the bag at first. Diesla advances to third base, but on the 2nd out of the inning. So 3 unassisted as Morabel swings at the first pitch. The batter is Malcolm Moore. Walked and was caught trying to steal a base. His first time up in this game. Left-handed hitting catcher. Left-hander against left-hander here as Arnold comes set. Bends one down and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes from Jamie. Malcolm Moore hitting .211 since coming up. Takes a pitch on the outside edge called strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks back at home plate umpire Theo Arndt. Last name, by the way, of our home plate umpire, A-R-N-D-T. Theo Arndt. You keep wanting to respond, yes, he are, but it's silly. Pitch down and away, ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike. Theo from Charles City, Iowa. Calling balls and strikes. Brooks Pritchett from Greensboro, North Carolina at first. Breaking pitch down and away, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Crew chief is Shane Sullivan from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He's at third base in this game. Runner at third is Diesla, 2 men down. Pitch from Jamie as a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes full, 3-2 to Malcolm Moore. Malcolm, who is from Sacramento, mentioned went to Stanford University. 3-2 pitch. Got him on the outside edge, and Moore is in some disbelief. Puts his hands up to the batting helmet. He'll walk away. Doesn't say anything, but I think the body English spoke volumes there. So the called third strike just got the outside edge. 6 strikeouts. Cole Stasio is on to pitch for Frisco as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Top of the order for the RockHounds. Casey Yamauchi will lead it off against the big right-hander. Casey 0 for 2. First pitch on the outside half, called strike from Stasio. No balls and 1 strike. Yamauchi, Devin Taylor, and Leo DeVries to face Stasio coming out of the bullpen, swinging a foul back in an 0-2 count. Cole Stasio making his 13th appearance all out of the bullpen. Couple of saves for the right-hander. 5.51 the earned run average. 16 in the 3rd innings, 16 hits, 10 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Delivers in, and did he hit him? Yep, just brushed him. So Casey Yamauchi on the 0-2 pitch, just trying to pitch in on the 0-2 and just got away from him a little bit. So Casey reaches base. Devin Taylor, the batter. Devin is 2 for 2, and he scored both times. 1 out double in the first inning. She sent deep in the power alley to right center field. Single to right leading off the third. Came around to score on the Angeles 3-run home run. Stasio comes set. Pitch sails high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Starting pitcher DJ McCarty is 6'2", 145. Cole Stasio is not. He is 6'5", 220. 24-year-old on the right, from the right hand. Right-hander, that is. Turned and tossed to first. Close. Yamauchi dives back in. Went around the block about 3 times to say he was a right-hander. Cole Stasio from Davis, Florida. Bearded right-hander comes set. Yamauchi, pretty good lead at first. Pitch to Taylor, sails high and away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Riders, no runs on 2 base hits. RockHounds have 4 runs on 7 in the early going. Devin Taylor waits on the 2-0 pitch from Stasio. And that sails high for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Leo DeVries on deck and Davis Diaz in the hole. Devin Taylor, one would think, has the green light here. 3 balls, no strikes. He does indeed. Big swing and a miss. 3-1 the count. Elsewhere across the Texas League, Amarillo and Arkansas have a really good battle going, and it is almost all pitching. It's Arkansas 1 and Amarillo nothing. Ball game going to the top of the 6th in North Little Rock. Trav's trying to hang around in the North Division, have the league's 3rd best record overall, but they're almost identical with Amarillo. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and missed. Throw through, and the tag. Did it get him? Nope. Beat it by a bat of an eye. Casey Yamauchi with his 4th steal in 5 attempts. Doesn't run a bunch, but when he's gone, he's gotten there. So the count is full to Devin Taylor. Runner in scoring position with nobody down is Casey Yamauchi. Another good matchup going on. Tulsa is at Corpus Christi, and that's a pitcher's duel. Corpus, in fact, does not have a hit. They're in the middle of the 5th inning. 1-0 Tulsa. A swing and a miss, and Devin out on strikes. Boy, Stasio came back with a really good off-speed pitch and gets Devin Taylor out on strikes. 1 on and 1 man down. Leo DeVries. Leo 0 for 2 in this game. Flew out to right field in the 1st inning and struck out swinging in the 3rd. Springfield is at San Antonio. It's a 2-2 tie. Top of the 3rd at Nelson Wolf. And Northwest Arkansas leading Wichita 2-0 in Springdale in the early going of that one. Bouncing ball foul, 0-1. And Springfield Cardinals, basically in terms of playoff consideration, have a 7-game lead at basically the midway point. In fact, we're sneaking up on the precise midway point of the second half of this season. This is game 34. Runner goes. Pitch is taken. Throw to 3rd. No, again, just got down under the tag. Very close play. Ray Parrish reacting a little bit. No reaction from the or from the dugout, rather. So Casey Yamauchi hit by a pitch, steals 2nd, steals 3rd. And a count to Leo DeVries, 1-1. So that'll force the infield in. It always looks appropriate to me when Casey Yamauchi's uniform is covered with dirt, because he just flat plays that way. Backdoor pitch is wide from Stasio. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leo DeVries batting from the left side against the right-hander Stasio. The delivery to Leo finds the outside corner, called strike. Count squares at 2-2. 1 down in the inning with a runner at 3rd. Looking at Rafe Parrish, the 3rd baseman. He's still playing fairly close to the bag, talking with Casey, I think. A pretty good amount of space between the 3rd baseman and the shortstop. With Leo batting left-handed. Swings and misses. And he turns around very frustrated. So back-to-back strikeouts for Stasio. The hit by pitch, 2 stolen bases, but 2 strikeouts in the meanwhile. And here's Davis Diaz. Leo DeVries hadn't taken many callers of late. He's been on base 17 out of his last 18 games, but 0 for 3 in this one, couple of whiffs. Runner at third, 2 men down, infield back. Stasio's pitch, ground ball sharply hit to third base, handled there by Parrish, and he will make the play. Low throw handled by Wagner at first base. So the Hounds get a hit by pitch and a couple of stolen bases, but nothing to go with it. No runs or hits, no errors, and 1 man is left on base. Max Wagner leads off as we go to the top half of the 5th inning, and Jamie Arnold finds the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Max Wagner called out on strikes in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1 as the Frisco first baseman. Arnold's pitch bounced toward the right side, 1 high hop to Uribiel Angeles, and he'll hustle to the bag. Boy, Wagner busting it down the line. Uribiel gets there in time for the out. Big bouncer to third, 1 man down at the top of the 5th inning, and the batter is Marcus Lee Sang with Corey Joyce waiting on deck for the Riders. It is not a stat that you necessarily think of right away among the biggies, if you will, but found a stat today related to a couple of notes in baseball history. So looked it up, and the answer's pretty remarkable. Swing and a miss by Marcus Lee Sang, 0-1. Between 0 and 10, this is all time, 0 and 10, how many hitters in big league history have 6,000 total bases or more? 6,000 total bases. Pitch down and away. Take 2 balls. I'm sorry, 2 balls, no strikes. Forgive me. 2-0. Marcus Lee Sang bounced out to shortstop his first time up. Breaking pitch, fouled away, and that got Davis Diaz a little bit, I think, here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Okay, that's right. It's 1 and 2, is it not? Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That looks more like it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Marcus Lee Sang. Left-handed hitting center fielder. Pitch from Jamie up high for a ball. Count squares at 2-2. So your span is between 0 and 10. Players in big league history with 6,000 total bases. A breaking pitch swung on and missed. Chased it down and away. Lee Sang is out on strikes. 7 whiffs for Jamie Arnold against 2 walks in this game. One of the 2 walks, in fact, was the first 4 pitches of the game. So 2 men down, the batter Corey Joyce. Again, this is the 23rd inning of this series. Jamie delivers up and away for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes, and each team has still gone up and down in order once. Hounds in the 9th inning last night, Frisco in the 3rd inning today in this one this evening. Pitch swung on, foul back, 1 ball and 1 strike. Corey Joyce, a strikeout his first time up, was caught looking, leading off the 3rd inning. Swings and misses, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Frisco second baseman hitting .243. One of the riders in double digits with home runs. He has 11 homers, 40 driven in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arnold with a twist and pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Couple of hops, short hop handled there by Bobby Bozer. Throw to first base, and for just the second time in the first, game and a half of this series, the Riders go 1-2-3. Well, I said Jamie Arnold has been just tremendous just statistically anyway, since the 1st of June. And he has yet to allow a run in this one through the first 5 innings. To the bottom half of the 5th we go. Maybe the first part of our trivia answer coming up after 4.5. It's the RockHounds 4 and Frisco nothing. Bottom of the 5th inning, RockHounds lead Frisco 4-0, and 3 of the runs coming on 1 swing from the guy at the dish, Uribiel Angeles. 2 for 2 with a 3-run home run. Takes down and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes from Cole Stasio. Clark Elliott and Bobby Bozer will follow for the Hounds in the 5th. Uribiel's home run, his 5th with the Hounds. Bouncer foul wide to third, 1-1. Trivia answer after the next pitch to Uribiel. Between 0 and 10, how many players in big league history have 6,000 total bases or more? 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch swung and popped up, left side foul ground. I think the wind will carry that well out of play, and it sure will. Well, the answer is 4. And if you don't think total bases, that is a pretty good stat, pretty good indicator of greatness. I'll give you the 4 names after this delivery to Uribiel. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stasio stretch and pitch up high for a ball. 2-2. And they're all modern day. Don't go all that far back. But you could have these four guys and five people off the street and win 500. Base hit to left field by Uribiel Angeles on a line shot. And he is 3 for 3 in this game. Angeles a single to left field in the first inning. That was a line drive. Then the 3-run home run, which he just ripped on a rope into the left field bullpen in the third. And this little softer line drive into left. So Uribiel 3 for 3. When he is now 5 for 8 in this series with a double, a home run, and 5 driven in. And this series is a game and a half old. Clark Elliott, the batter, he's 1 for 2. Takes way up and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The 4 hitters who have collected 6,000 or more total bases: Hank Aaron, Albert Pujols, Stan Musial, and Willie Mays. That's the list. Pitch, a called strike, got there on the outside half to Clark. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hank Aaron, in fact, collected nearly 7,000 total bases. He has 645 more than Albert Pujols, who was second. Stan Musial, another Cardinal. And the Say Hey kid, Willie Mays. Throw to first, runner back. I mention that because on this date, Albert Pujols made some history. I got to looking at his numbers, and somewhere along the line it said how many total bases and how rarefied that air is at 6,000. Pujols just so great. Of course, he'll be a first ballot, should be a unanimous Hall of Famer. Swinging a foul away, 1-2. On this date, 2005, Albert Pujols, in his 5th big league season, hit his 30th home run, became the first player ever to hit 30 or more in each of his first 5 seasons. How much further did he take the streak? How many consecutive seasons to start his career did Albert Pujols collect 30 or more home runs? 1-2 count, runner goes. Pitch is taken down and in, check swing, no throw. Appeal, but did not go around, so it's 2-2 to Clark Elliott. Stolen base for Uribiel, just his 3rd. But again, any chance that G gets to run, Gregorio Petit that is, he will do it with his and situational. Stolen base for Uribiel. He's on at second base. Nobody out. 2-2 count to Clark Elliott. Hounds trying to expand on a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And a swing and a miss. And Stasio with his 3rd strikeout. Well, it is astounding. Albert Pujols began his career. Now, his first season of the big leagues was a full season, and that isn't always the case, even for players who turn out to be obviously very special. But Albert Pujols hit 30 or more home runs in each of his first 12 big league seasons. Stunning. Ended up, of course, with 703. Pitch is up and in, ball 1 to Bobby Bozer. Bobby 0 for 1, struck out in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Now that was this date in 2005, and on this date in 1979, one other guy on that total base list inducted into the Hall. Pitch, called strike at the knees. 1-1. You make a great case for the greatest all-around player ever. The Say Hey kid, Willie Mays, inducted into Cooperstown on this date. 2 of the best ever. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bozer at the plate. Uribiel active off the bag at second, and we have a balk. Yep, we sure do. Don't know if Uribiel had anything to do with that, but Stasio with the 2nd balk of this ball game. good sound effect. That's really good. That's really good, in fact. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Bozer. Infield is in with 1 man down. Arnold now at 3rd. Bozer swings and misses. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luke Mann waits on deck for the Hounds. Albert Pujols, of course, played a long time with the Angels after departing St. Louis. Came back to the Cardinals to finish his career. Here's a swing and a miss, and Bobby out on strikes for the 2nd time. So Stasio has 3 strikeouts. That's 9 whiffs for Frisco pitching in 4 2/3, but a 4-0 lead for the RockHounds. Here's Luke Mann. 0 for 2, both on strikeouts against DJ McCarty, who started for the Riders in this game. So Arnold, a single, a steal, goes to third on the balk. 2 men down. Luke Mann swings and misses. 0-1. Stasio gets that ball back and he's ready to go. Set by the right-hander, runner at third base. Look for the outside corner, but missed high and wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. LA Angels, of course, signed Albert to a 10-year deal. Just seemed like it should have been a Cardinal his entire career, but he finished it with St. Louis. A swing and a miss, 1-2. Played for the Dodgers, of course, just a little bit, and then finished out his future Hall of Fame career back in a Cardinals uniform. And boy, he will be a first ballot, one would think. Should be unanimous. Swinging a foul out of play, count 1-2. Not only as great a player as Pujols certainly was, every bit I think as much respected as he was great. Pretty good combination. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Runner at third, 2 men down. Pitch by Stasio. On a swing and a miss. Luke really fooled on a pitch way off the outside corner. So Stasio comes back, strikes out the side. Single. Diaz drew a 1-out walk. And Uribiel with his second of what are now 3 base hits in this game. A line drive home run into the left field bullpen. So the Hounds 4, the Riders nothing. Jamie Arnold has been with the other side of the coin, the other side of the story in this game. Uribiel's bat, and Jamie Arnold's pitching through the first 5 innings. He'll face 9-1-2 in the order. Keith Jones, the second, will lead it off. He is 0 for 1 in this game with a strikeout. And he hadn't gone out against the Hounds very often all season. Backup pitch swung on and missed. Good off-speed breaking pitch from Jamie. Count goes 0-1. Keith Jones, Frenier Chavez, and Rafe Parrish against the Hounds left-hander. Hounds have a lefty starting to warm now in the bullpen. Breaking pitch swung on and missed, down and away, 0-2. Through 5 innings, Riders no runs, 2 hits. RockHounds 4 runs on 8 base hits. Game has been errorless. 0-2, jams him. Jones fouls it back, count stays 0-2. Uribiel Angeles, 3 of the RockHounds 8 base hits. Devin Taylor has 2 of them. 0-2 count second time. This ball fouled away again. Count remains 0-2. When the RockHounds came to the plate in the bottom half of the 5th inning, that's 4.5 innings into this game, and this is, I said game 34, this is game 35. Pitch swung on and missed. Now Jamie Arnold strikes out Keith Jones the second twice in this game, and with that, with his track record against the Hounds this season, that's downright impressive. And that's 8 strikeouts for the RockHounds lefty. Top of the order now. 3rd time through, Frenier Chavez. He's walked and bounced out to third base in 2 trips. Arnold's pitched down and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. So halfway through this game, the second half was 34.5 games old, and that's halfway to the 69 game half. Breaking ball swung on and missed, down and in, 1-1. Another way to put it, the season is now 75% in the books. Say it every year because it feels this way every year. My, it goes fast. Bouncer, foul straight down off his foot, and Frenier winds up, that is, boy, on his backside in the right-hand batter's box, trying to tell himself that doesn't hurt like the dickens. Oh, I still need just now trying to get up, foul that ball straight down. Boy, he is hobbling a little bit. Kylie Brown is the athletic trainer for Frisco, not out there yet. Frisco or Frenier, that is, just trying to, boy, walk it off. He'll pick up the baseball bat now. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 down, top half of inning number 6. And now Kylie's going to come out and check on Frenier. He's still struggling to get things back together. From our vantage point, couldn't tell exactly where he fouled the ball off, but boy, he hit the deck. Rafe Parrish will be next here in the 6th inning. Now looking at the left foot or left ankle of Frania Chavez. Doesn't wear a protective device. Of course, a lot of the guys do. So he gets the customary pat on the backside and will stand back in. And that's one of those that doesn't feel good now, and it's going to feel probably a little worse when he gets out of bed tomorrow. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count, nobody on, and 1 man down in the 6th inning. Second of a 6-game set between these two teams. Said last night, it's been a good, really good rivalry since the Riders entered this league in 2003. Swinging a foul out of play. Count stays 1-2. Teams weren't always in the same division. In fact, Frisco was, I think it was called the East at that time. But division rivals now for a long while with the realignment, if you will. Pitch high and away, 2-2. I have long thought that the division with the 5 Texas teams should be called the Texas Division and the other the World Division, but nobody wants to sign that petition. Swinging a foul straight back. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chavez, a switch hitter, batting right-handed against Jamie Arnold. Takes, boy, just outside. Jamie thought he had a strikeout. Instead, the count full, 3-2. Mentioned 2 walks in the game. The first of them was to Franier on the first 4 pitches of the game. He stands back in with the count full. 1 man down in the 6th inning. Arnold's 3-2. Fouled back and will do it again. Lengthy plate appearance here for Franier Chavez. Field almost entirely in shadows now. Have that long stretch of sunlight. Shallow right center field. Stretches out to the outfield billboard signs. 3-2 by Arnold. And a swing and a miss. Got him. So Jamie Arnold, 5 2/3 innings, and that is his 9th whiff of this ball game. He's allowed 2 hits and 2 walks. And that might be it. Yep, here comes G. Well, he goes 5 2/3 in this game, does Jamie Arnold, and that is his finest performance as a pro. I said since June 1st he has been, boy, just tremendous. And of course that's the statistical side, and it's all about development and becoming a pro. And boy, this guy, plus he's just a pleasure to be around, and a good round of applause. This isn't a huge crowd, but they're appreciative. If you're here tonight, you're a baseball fan, and it's a very well-deserved round of applause. Left-hander Jamie Arnold, 5 2/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, no runs, and 9 strikeouts. And he is greeted in the dugout. So the bases are empty, 2 men down. The batter will be Rafe Parrish. Yeah, I think it's Will Johnston, but I want to make sure. And it is indeed, so Will Johnston will come on in relief, bases empty, 2 down, 6th inning. Comes onto the strains of "I Should Have Been a Cowboy." Good selection, Will, good selection. Will Johnston, left-hander. Again, season got off to a late start due to injury, but he's been, again, the first time I saw him when he joined the club was in Springdale, Arkansas. The first time the Hounds visited there, and a big smile. The first thing he says, "What feels good to be healthy." So Will will come on here in the 6th inning. He'll face Rafe Parrish. Johnston makes his 21st appearance. ERA right at 5, which, by the way, is the league average. 18 innings, 14 hits, 14 walks against 19 strikeouts. And again, part of that, hadn't pitched in a while, so command is something that doesn't always necessarily come right back. And Rafe Parrish will step to the dish. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Of course, both against Jamie Arnold. Struck out twice. Of the 4 base runners for the Riders, 2 of them were in the first inning. It was 2 on, or had 2 base runners in the inning. But Jamie allowed only 4 for the entire game. 5 2/3 of it anyway. So here's Rafe Parrish. Check swing strike on a pitch down and in 0-1. Parrish 292 in 49 games with the Riders. Top 20 prospect for the Rangers. Sends a chopper out towards second base. 2 hops to Casey Yamauchi. Makes the play and the throw. Jonathan Brand is the man on to pitch for the Riders. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and Cameron Leary will lead it off. Takes high and away. Ball 1 from Jonathan Brand. Cole Stasio goes 2 innings, had a leadoff man on base in both of them. A hit batsman in the 4th and a single in the 5th inning, but came back, ended up striking out 5 batters in 2 innings. Pitch swung on and missed. Count is evened up at 1-1 to Cameron Leary. Cameron doubled and stole third base in the 2nd inning. Popped out to end the 3rd. Both against starter DJ McCarty, who went the first 3. Brand comes set. Right-hander's pitch finds the inside half, and the called strike sends the count to 1-2. Jonathan Brand making his 31st appearance out of the bullpen, and he has really been solid. 4.15 earned run average. Pitch swung on, lifted high in the air to right center field. It'll carry a little bit, actually more like straightaway center as the wind carries it a bit. And there to make the play is Marcus Lee Sang. Fly ball to center. 1 man down. And a batter will be Casey Yamauchi. 0 for 2, but a hit by pitch and 2 stolen bases. Casey back to the RockHounds on the 9th day of July. And getting a lot of playing time here of late. Getting 337 coming into this game. Takes a strike from Jonathan Brand, 0-1. Jonathan Brand, 5'9", 200 pounds, 26 years old, out of Columbus, Georgia. Nobody on and 1 out. Pitch to Casey. Punches it right side. Base hit. Casey Yamauchi with a 1-out single to right field. We'll see if he's in motion again here. Again, it's been 4-0 since the 3rd inning. Big swing of the bat was Uribiel Angeles. Hounds scored once in the 1st inning and then had 2 men on, and Uribiel ripped one into the left field bullpen in the bottom of the 3rd. It's been 4-0 ever since. Devin Taylor is 2 for 3. Doubled and scored in the 1st, singled leading off the 3rd, and scored in the Angeles home run. Struck out swinging his last time, that coming against Cole Stasio. 1 on, 1 out. Devin takes, and it's called strike. 0-1. Jonathan Brand has been outstanding in the season series between these two clubs. His ERA in 6 outings against the RockHounds is nothing, 0. So he has been really good. Bouncer to first base, that's a foul ball. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. Brand in his 6 outings against the Hounds, including a save, has gone 8 2/3. Well, we'll add in the fly ball out here in the base hit. He's gone 9 innings, given up 4 base hits, with 5 walks and 13 strikeouts, a sub-1 whip in the series with the RockHounds in 2026. 0-2 count to Devin Taylor. Again, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Yamauchi, pretty good lead, not going. Backdoor pitch just wide. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leo DeVries in the on-deck circle for the RockHounds. Bottom half of inning number 6. Outfield pretty much straight away for Devin. Again, shallow in right field, with the wind still blowing in very sharply, 14 to near 20 miles an hour. Toss to first, close. Yamauchi finds the outside the right field side of the bag, just ahead of the tag of Max Wagner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor, left-handed hitter against the right-hander. Brand comes set. Yamauchi bluffs, doesn't go. Pitch up and away. Throw behind him at first base, but he will dive back into the bag. 2-2 to Devin. This kind of cool. Take you a long ways back, but with a purpose. 1921 Pittsburgh Pirates. They played at Old Forbes Field. They're playing the Philadelphia Phillies, and there was a guy sitting in the stands down on first level of seating at Forbes Field. Pitch way inside to Devin, nicely handled by catcher Malcolm Moore. 3-2. And it might have appeared to some that he was talking to himself, although I'm guessing he had a microphone. His name was Harold Arlen. And it was on this date in 1921, the first ever radio broadcast of a big league baseball game. Pirates and Phillies at Pittsburgh. Runner goes, pitch is fouled away. Count stays 3-2 to Devin Taylor. Harold Arlen had a had a seat on the ground level at Forbes Field. Man, that's almost as bad a location as the booth in Amarillo. Sorry, well, no, I'm not sorry, but I couldn't resist right there. Radio station KDKA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. First ever broadcast of a big league baseball game. This date, 1921. Thank you, Mr. Arlen. 3-2 count. Runner goes. Pitch taken down low. So Devin Taylor draws a base on balls. And it's 2 on with 1 man down. And Leo DeVries will be the batter. Leo 0 for 3. He flew out to right field in the first and struck out in the third and fourth. First of those against DJ McCarty, the starter, and then the second against Cole Stasio. Leo into the game at 294, but again 0 for 3 in this one. And that's been the exception, not the rule of late. Bouncing ball foul. And that goes into and out of the Hounds' dugout first base side. 0-1 to count to Leo. RockHounds shortstop. You look at a 290 plus average. Next RBI would be his 50th. 13 homers, 33 stolen bases. And of course the ceiling for this young man is remarkably high at 19 years of age. Here's the stretch and pitch to him. Chopper back up middle, and that's a base hit, and that's going to be RBI number 50. Leo DeVries with a base hit. Hounds lead 5-0. Right on cue, Leo DeVries drives home Casey Yamauchi, and the RockHounds make it a 5-0 game. Leo now on base in 18 of his last 19, and boy, it's been a really good stretch. In 19 games, he has driven in 18 runs, and hitting right about 350 in that stretch. Devin Taylor, good hustle, comes all the way around to third base. So runners at the corners, and the RockHounds finally getting something across against Jonathan Brand. So a couple of base hits and a walk. First and third, batter is Davis Diaz, who's 1 for 2. Little flare single. I'm going to get a visit to the mound from Thomas St. Clair. The pitching coach is going to come out. Davis hit a little classic Texas leaguer in the first inning, and that brought Devin Taylor home with the game's first run. He walked and came home on the 3-run home run by Uribe Angeles. Did Davis in the third inning and bounced out to third base in inning number 4. So conference at the mound about to be broken up. Home plate umpire Theo Arndt will come out, and about the time he gets there, conversation as always will break up. So it's first and third with 1 man down, 1 run in. The RockHounds trying to just break out of what's been a really tough stretch. There have been some lopsided games. There was a stretch in which the Hounds dropped 8 out of 10 by a total of 11 runs. Long set by Jonathan Brand. Pitch to Davis Diaz is a called strike. It's 0-1. Hounds were no hit along the way by a combination of Wichita wind surge pitching. So it's been a bit of an uphill climb of late. Pitch high and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Hounds lead this one 5-0 in the bottom half of inning number 6. Corpus Christi is busted out in front of Tulsa 5-1 at Whataburger Field. That game also in the bottom half of inning number 6. Pitch swung on and fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hounds and Hooks still have a couple of meetings this year, 1 at each ballpark. Hounds will be in Corpus for the second half of that upcoming 2-week road swing. So the Hooks lead Tulsa 5-1. Amarillo and Arkansas still all tied up. Bottom of the 8th inning at North Little Rock 1-1. And San Antonio leads Springfield 4-2. That's no easy task. So the Missions with the advantage. Pitch down and away, backhanded by catcher Malcolm Moore. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning in Nelson Wolf in the Alamo City. San Antonio 4, the Springfield Cardinals 2. And Northwest Arkansas and Wichita even up at 2 apiece, top of the 6th in Springdale. 2-2 stretch pitched by Brand way outside for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leo DeVries, the base runner at first, and again he has 33 steals. We'll see if he's going here with a full count, 1 man down. Brand comes set, hands away from the body. Leo runs, pitch is swung on, bouncing ball out toward second base. They'll have to go to first base. Run will score. Well, the Hounds putting the runner in motion really pays off there. Devin Taylor will come in and score on Davis Diaz's ground out, but no chance for the double play. Ball was sharply hit, and Corey Joyce was fairly near the bag, but with Leo running, he got there ahead of any chance for the step on the bag and throw to first base. So Davis Diaz is out 4-3, and it's an RBI bounce out. So the Hounds a couple of runs against Jonathan Brand. And this now a 6-0 game. Hounds 2 runs on 3 hits against a guy who has really shackled them all year. Called strike to Uribiel in the outside corner. Uribiel Angeles is 3 for 3, including a 3-run home run. 2 singles, a 3-run blast, and a stolen base to his credit in this game. Brand gives a look at the runner at second. That's Leo DeVries. Pitches up and in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clark Elliott on deck for the Hounds, bottom half of the 6th inning. 1-1 set by Brand, gives a quick look out at the runner. There goes Leo, pitches punch right side. That's got a chance, and it's a base hit into right field, and that will drive home a run. Angeles with his 4th RBI of this game. 4 for 4, and he's driven home 4. And Leo was running, so he gets home with relative ease. RockHounds really aggressive on the base paths in this inning. Not converting into stolen bases, but really producing 2 runs or helping to do so. Now Clark Elliott is the batter. Uribiel 4 base hits in this ball game. So the Hounds now have made this a 7-0 ball game, and Clark Elliott is 1 for 3, takes up and away for a ball, 1-0 single in the 3rd inning, and has struck out on either side of that. RockHounds in this inning with 3 base hits. Pitch misses to Clark. 2 balls and no strikes to count. So 7 runs on 11 hits. Again, Hounds had a lot of base hits last night, just didn't convert on all that many of them, losing 14-4. I mentioned 17 runners were squandered last night. So this performance here this evening, boy, is a major turnaround. Swinging a bouncer foul here. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, and led by Uribiel Angeles. When we came back that last time again, Uribiel had to sit out a stretch on the injured list, rehabbed very briefly in the Arizona Complex League right before that league completed its season. And since coming back to the RockHounds, boy, he's been outstanding, including 4 for 4 today. Stretch and pitch to Clark Elliott, fouled straight back. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Hounds left fielder. Bobby Bozer would be next in the RockHounds 6th. Lays the lead. The 2-2 set by Jonathan Brand. A leg kick and a pitch, and a breaking ball got him. Called 3rd strike. So Brand comes back and ends the inning with a strikeout, but the RockHounds add 3. Top of the 7th, and Arturo Disla will lead it off. Disla will be followed by Jason Morabel and Malcolm Moore against Will Johnston. Got the final out of inning number 6 in relief of Jamie Arnold. Pitch up and away for ball 1. Jamie facing one of the top 2 offenses really in the Texas League. He goes 5 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Will Johnston delivers up high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Diesla 2 for 2. He has both of the Riders' base hits. A single to right field in the first, double down the left field line in the fourth. Diesla hitting better than 300. Big right-handed hitter waits, takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Count goes 2-1. Pitch not to his liking, apparently. So top of the 7th. Hounds trying to even this series, and if they do so, would even the season series at 10 games each. Pop up straight back out of play. Oh, a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Well, that ball game at North Little Rock, Arkansas had been terrific. They're going to the top of the 9th inning. Amarillo won and Arkansas won. Johnson's pitch drops to the dirt, and the count goes full to Arturo Diesla, leading it off in the 7th inning. Will Johnston, of course, a member last year of the South Division Championship team for the RockHounds. A great presence in the bullpen. Ground ball just foul wide at third base. Diesla jumped on that ball, hit it foul. Well, again, big, strong kid is Diesla when he swings that bat. He's one of those guys that looks like he's swinging a wiffle ball bat. Big guy at 6'2", 240. Set by Will Johnston. 3-2 pitch second time. Breaking ball. Did he go? Yeah, he sure did. They'll appeal. Yeah, he went around. Diesla disagrees, but turned the body a good amount on that, as well as the check swing, and the result was an appeal, and he is out on strikes. That's the 10th strikeout for RockHounds pitching. The first for Will Johnston, and the batter Yason Morabel. Left-handed hitting left fielder 0 for 2 in this one. In with the Riders just shy of 3 weeks' time. Takes inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Guy has waited his turn to get the chance at Double-A, and he's taken advantage of it so far, hitting better than 300. Left-handed hitter, outfielders shade him a little bit the opposite way. Pitch up and high and outside. 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Third baseman Luke Mann not even with the bag at third. Johnson fires one right down the middle, called strike, and the count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Morabel. His son's still just 22. Again, he's played the last 2.5 seasons at Advanced A, but signed very young. Breaking pitch popped in the air, left side. Luke Mann looking up, and he will glove it on the infield dirt near the line at third for the out. 2 men are down in the 7th inning, and here's Malcolm Moore. Walked in the 2nd, was caught trying to steal a base, and struck out looking in the 4th. Both of his trips to the plate coming against Jamie Arnold. So Arnold, I would think, without much question at all, especially considering the level of the opponent, because this is a very good Frisco team. Finest performance of his pro career, which now spans 20 starts. Called strike outside edge to Malcolm Moore. It's 0-1. Moore, left-handed hitter against the Hounds left-hander Will Johnston. Breaking pitch got the outside edge, called strike 2. Nicely framed by Davis Diaz. Will, 25 years old, out of Keller, Texas. Mentioned one of the Aggie contingents on the Hounds roster, Texas A&M product as well. Stretch in the left-hander's pitch, just off the outside edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moore took that one with the eye of a catcher, to be sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes with the bases empty, 2 down. Johnson comes set. The turn. Now the leg kick. Over the top he comes. Swing and a miss. Pitch got to the dirt. Retrieved by Davis Diaz. Has to throw in a hurry, but he does. Uribe handles it. 26. RockHounds do some damage. 1 inning for the right-hander. Gives up 3 base hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And this a 7-0 ball game. So Dustin Signs to the mound to face the bottom third of the order. Bobby Bozer, Luke Mann and Cameron Leary to face him. And we'll take you to a game in the, and by the way, I actually Googled it today because I can never remember which is the preferred pronunciation, Appalachian or Appalachian. And both are sometimes referred to as preferred, so whichever you prefer, go with that in your mind. And now here's Bozer to lead it off. First pitch swing, pops one high and foul out of play. It's 0-1. And the Appalachian League, long time ago, 1937. Love the team names, or at least one of them, the Newport Canners. As in tin can, I guess. Pitch down and in for a ball, 1 strike. Newport Canners and the Johnson City Soldiers. And the game is called early. It ends in the 6th inning because they ran out of something. And at least some of the fans kind of lost their minds about it. Pitch down low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. I guess there was no such thing as a rain check back then. Fans in one section actually destroyed the bleachers that they had been sitting in when the game was ended in the 6th inning. Pitch up high to Bobby for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. So what was it that they ran out of in the 6th inning? The Appalachian League game between Newport and Johnson City. Nothing like a Canners-Soldiers matchup. Ground ball third base. Handled by Rafe Parrish. Throw on a hop. Nicely picked by Max Wagner for the out. 1 down in the 7th. Here's Luke. Luke Mann 0 for 3, all on strikeouts. What did they run out of on this date back in the Appy League? Did they run out of baseballs, beer, baseball players, or daylight? And the game was called in the 6th inning, and fans got angry. Some of them, in fact, destroyed a section of the bleachers in protest. Luke takes down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. What did they run out of on this date? Baseballs, beer, baseball players, or daylight? Stretch and pitch by the lefty. Just missed outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. So Luke 0 for 3, all on strikeouts, and that's been the exception, not the rule of late. Pitch to him called strike outside edge. Count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Frisco lefty out of the bullpen is Dustin Signs. Makes his 4th appearance against the RockHounds. Delivers down low 3-1. Overall, Signs making his 11th appearance has been very, very good. A 2.45 ERA. Couple of saves to his credit. Right at a hit per inning and not a lot of walks. Check swing. Did he go? Appeal. Say he did. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Signs in 18 1/3 innings. 9 walks, 15 strikeouts. So 1.5 whip. And again, that's right about the league average. Pitch swung on, bounced foul over toward and into the RockHounds dugout. That was athletic trainer Noah Huff. Made a pretty nice play on that. Way to go, Noah. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Second time to the RockHounds third baseman, Luke Mann. Hounds 7. And the Rough Riders nothing in inning number 7. Tapper up the middle. That's a base hit. Soft line drive into center field. Luke Mann on a 3-2 pitch. Little 3/4 swing, kind of volleyed that back up the middle. So Luke on base in 13 of his last 14 games. Again, he struck out 3 times in this game. It comes up with a base hit here in the 7th inning. Hounds' 12th base hit of the game. 1 on and 1 out for Cameron Leary. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a stolen base. Well, it was on this date they ran out of something in the Appy League. Newport Canners, Johnson City Soldiers. Fans didn't care for that in the 6th inning. Pitch called strike 0-1 to Cameron. Now, they didn't run out of daylight. In fact, I don't know, might even have been a day game. Don't know. But no, daylight was fine. So was it baseballs, beer, or baseball players? Stretch and pitch by the lefty. Backs up over the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-2. Well, they didn't run out of baseball players. The guys were there, so it was either baseballs or beer, and they ran out of something, and the fans lost their mind. Or at least a good section of them did. The 0-2. Check swing, and Cameron's talking to himself as he walks away. Pitch down and away, and a check swing, strike 3. So A strikeout for Signs, 1 on and 2 men down. Top of the order, Casey Yamauchi, 1 for 3 on base, 2 out of 4. Singled and stole a base, singled and scored in the 6th inning. He was hit by a pitch and stole both 2nd and 3rd back in the 4th inning. 1 on, 2 out. Signs, left-hander comes set. Dustin's pitch, striking the inside edge, 0-1. Well, on this date, they ran out of baseballs in an actual affiliated or, long-time league, long-standing league, the Appy League, the Appalachian League, ran out of baseballs in the 6th inning. Pitch down and away for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. So the game was called in the 6th inning, and a group of fans sitting in the bleachers destroyed the bleachers in protest. Seems a little over the top. Pitch runs down and in, count 2 balls, 1 strike to Casey Yamauchi. Of course, for a long time you couldn't keep foul balls, had to toss those right back into play. We've heard about games that were played with, I think there was one played with 1 baseball long ago. Swing, line drive, base hit. Casey Yamauchi puts 2 men on. So Casey at the bat now, 2 for 4 and on base, 3 out of 5 in this game. Sharp line drive single to center field. Well, again, just continues to make a case for playing time. The RockHounds roster has just 2 position players in reserve. Cole Kahn was called up, and no replacement has been sent for him. Henry Baez was scheduled to pitch on Friday. He has now been placed on the 7-day injured list. So Hounds a couple of guys short. I think 26 on the active roster right now. The limit is 28. In steps Devin Taylor. Check swing, foul ball. Did not mean to. I think he's a little frustrated there. No balls and a strike. Devin 2 for 3, and he scored 3 runs in this game. Doubled and scored in the 1st. Led off the 3rd with a single and scored. Struck out in the 4th, walked, and scored in the 6th. Again, that impressive stretch. He's reached base in 38 of his last 40 games, hitting .350 plus. Bouncer foul into his own dugout. He'll to count 0-2. 2 on, 2 out. Ball game in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Non-Googleable trivia and RockHounds baseball presented by Budweiser and Bud Light, our great friends and corporate partners at Standard Sales. 0-2 count to Devin Taylor, 2 men on base. 0-2 stretch, pitched by Signs, and that's fouled away. Now stays a ball and 2 strikes. Leo DeVries would be next. With Luke Mann's base hit, and every member of the RockHounds lineup has reached base now in this game. Uribe Alanjala's driving in 4 of the 7 runs. Swinging a foul straight back. Count stays 0-2 to Devin Taylor. So Devin scored 3. Alanjala's has driven in 4 in this game. Lead runner is Luke Mann on at second base. Casey Yamauchi is on at first. Dustin Signs, who is from Corpus Christi, by the way. Left-hander set. 0-2 count a 3rd time to Devin Taylor. And the pitch is down and away for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Teams meet tomorrow evening. That'll be Thursday, of course. Nathan Detmer will go for the Hounds, just getting his Double-A career started. Really 0-2. 8.68 the ERA. Dylan McLean is 7-2 as the left-hander for Frisco with a very good 4.52 ERA. Breaking pitch fouled away. Good protective swing there by Devin Taylor. Count stays 1-2 with 2 on, 2 out in the 7th inning. Again, it was to have been Henry Baez on Friday night, but now he will miss at least his next turn in the rotation. Corey Avant, I guess, would be the logical replacement. Pitch is swung on. That ball lifted in the air to left center field and well struck. And on the run, anybody going to get there? Nope, that ball going to find the base of the wall. And Devin Taylor with a stand-up double to the gap in left center field. What a good at-bat that was. That brings home Luke Mann. Makes this an 8-0 ball game. Remember, he got down in the count 0-2. He fouled off 3 two-strike pitches and then drives an opposite field double that got down between him in deep left center field. Casey Yamauchi stopping at third base. And Devin is on at second, so Devin Taylor, a 3-hit game, on base 4 out of 5. 2 doubles in this game for Devin. And here's Leo DeVries. So a run on 3 base hits in the inning, 8-0 to score. Leo takes down and in for a ball, 1-0. Leo RBI single in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 4 with a single, a run, and a ribby. The RBI number 50 on the year. Nice milestone for the outstanding young prospect. Takes outside for a ball. He's even animated when he looks at pitches, when he takes pitches. The count. Second and third the runners with 2 men down in the inning. Stretched by Signs. Left-hander misses outside for a ball. Count goes 3-0 now. 3 balls, no strikes. Davis Diaz would be next for the RockHounds here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Riders winning last night 14-4. The Hounds lead this game 8-0. Not in the books, of course, but Hounds with the lead. Pitch to Leo. Nope, just takes down and in. Ball 4. So Signs has loaded the bases now with a base on balls. 1 run on 3 hits. A walk now loads him up, and that'll bring up Davis Diaz. Davis 1 for 3. RBI single in the 1st inning. He also had an RBI on a bounce out in the 6th. So of the 8 runs, Uribe Angeles, who was on deck, has driven in 4. Davis Diaz has driven in a couple, and Thomas St. Clair, pitching coach, is going to make another trip out to the mound. Notice this on this date in history. 2010. Now that wasn't that long ago. That's 16 years ago. I'm stating the obvious, of course, but it was on this date the Texas Rangers, who are, by the way, of course, the major league affiliate of the Riders. The Rangers were bankrupt. Bankrupt. They were sold at auction for $385 million. Boy, I wonder what that would be now, what the price tag might be. And of course, the group was led by the one and only Nolan Ryan. And on this date, the Rangers were bankrupt. It wasn't that long ago. We passed the anniversary of another team that had to declare bankruptcy at the time, not that long ago, the Dodgers. Yeah, that's changed a little bit. Pitch down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, it's a game, but my goodness, is it big business. Boy, the money in sports is just absolutely astounding. 1 ball, no strikes to Davis Diaz. The bases are full. Left-hander Dustin Signs delivers and finds the outside corner at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Casey Yamauchi is at third. Devin Taylor is at second. Leo DeVries on at first. Signs comes set between the belt and the letters. Diaz, right-handed hitter, waits. Pitch, low and inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. That game in North Little Rock, by the way, has now gone to extras. They're in the bottom of the 10th inning, and it's Amarillo 2 and Arkansas 2. And the Travs, nobody on and 2 men down, so that one might reach the 11th. Ground ball to second base, or shortstop rather. Flip to second for the force out there. So fielder's choice for Davis Diaz. Leo DeVries forced on the 6-4 put out at second base. Shohei Tomioka comes on to pitch in the top half of the 8th inning. And he will face Max Wagner, Marcus Lee Sang, and Corey Joyce, 6, 7, and 8 in the Riders order. Uribe Angeles a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. And that seemed to change the tone of the game a little bit. Hounds led 1-0, scoring a run in the 1st inning, but Uribe a 3-run drive in the 3rd. The Hounds have added 4 runs to that since and lead it 8-0. As Max Wagner stands in, check swing, did not mean to, fouls it off to the right, 0-1. Wagner 0 for 2 in this one. He struck out looking in the 2nd and bounced out to first base unassisted, both against Jamie Arnold. And boy, Jamie is certainly probably the headliner, or one of them anyway, in this ball game. Backup pitch swung on and missed 0-2. Jamie Arnold, 5 2/3, no runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Athletics #2 prospect, one of the top 25 in all the game according to MLB.com. Pitch high and away for a ball from Shohei, 1-2. So Jamie getting it done on the mound, and Uribe Alanjale 4 for 4 with a 3-run home run and 4 driven in. So, well, those are your, if you go hockey style, those are 2 of your 3 stars of the game. Breaking pitch swung on and missed, and Shohei strikes out Max Wagner. Ups and downs of late for Shohei Tomioka. Gets the strikeout there. He's been a member of the RockHounds now for multiple seasons, and say this so often, it's just simply so true. He's just a guy who just always a smile on his face, and one of the really good guys to be around is Shohei Tomioka. Faces Marcus Lee Sang. Misses here. 1 ball, no strikes. Hounds again a run in the first inning. Devin Taylor a double. Davis Diaz, little Texas leaguer to center field that brought Devin home. Taylor then started the 3-run rally in the third with a single. Pitch from Shohei, ground ball sharply hit. Backhanded by Luke Mann at third. Sets up, throws, got him. Pretty play. Backhanded on that sharply hit baseball. 2 up, 2 down. And the batter now, Corey Joyce. Devin Taylor single leading off the third. Davis Diaz drew a 1-out walk, and Uribe Alanjale with just a laser of a home run on a line drive into the left field bullpen made it a 4-0 game. Leo DeVries, Davis Diaz, and Uribe Alanjale's back-to-back-to-back RBI swings in the 6th inning as the Hounds made it a 7-0 game. A line drive to left field off the bat of Corey Joyce. Jumped on that first pitch, so that breaks up a pretty long stretch by the RockHounds pitching staff. The last man to reach before that base hit was Arturo Diesla back in the 4th inning. 13 in a row retired by RockHounds pitching at that point. Again, a combination there of Jamie Arnold, Will Johnston, and Shohei. And the batter, Keith Jones II, 0 for 2, both on strikeouts. Takes a breaking pitch down low for a ball, 1-0. Keith, left-handed hitter, he's the right fielder. Mentioned earlier, of course, the kid line drive, you betcha left side. I was about to say 0 for 2 in this one, not anymore. And that is going to wave the runner home, and will there be a throw? Throw to the plate is not going to be in time, and the Riders break the shutout in the top of the 8th inning. And guess who does it? Keith Jones II. My goodness, he has been tough against the Hounds. And I was about to say he's driven in 60 runs. He's now has 61 as he drives this one home with a double into the left field corner. So to tell you how good Keith Jones has been against the RockHounds, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI double in this game, and his average against the Hounds will go down. But he drives home the run. The goose egg is gone. Back-to-back base hits here in the inning, and Franier Chavez is the batter. Shohei just misses, not sure where, for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, so a run on a couple of base hits. Keith Jones hitting .227, but has 61 runs driven in. Pitch a called strike, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Franier Chavez drew a walk to start this game on 4 pitches from Jamie Arnold. So the first batter he faced, Jamie walked him on 4 pitches. He was brilliant the rest of the way. Pitch sails way high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jamie Arnold's 2 walks came in the first 2 innings. He walked the leadoff batter in each of those 2 frames, the first and second. In each case, runner was caught trying to steal. So the walks were pretty quickly wiped away. Pitch from Shohei drops low, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 base hits against Jamie Arnold. The first 2 hits of the game, the only 2 until a moment ago, both off the bat of Arturo Diesla. 3 balls, 1 strike. Franier waits, those hands set up high. Ground ball right side, 2 hops to Casey Yamauchi. Sets up, throws, and got him. Uribe Alanjale will lead it off in the bottom of the 8th inning, and with some drama here, it's an 8-1 game. Rebiel 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a 3-run home run. Faces left-hander Thomas Ireland, who is on to pitch. First pitch swing, grounded to third on one long hop. And Ray Parrish will throw him out. So 4 for 5, still pretty doggone good. 1 up, 1 down on 1 pitch and 1 bounce in this 8th inning. And here's Clark Elliott. Clark a single in 4 trips. He struck out 3 times in the game. Averages 1 strikeout per game, does Clark, precisely in fact. 3 whiffs in this one. Bobby Bozer will follow, bottom half of the 8th inning. Hounds have activity in the bullpen. Pitch down low from Ireland for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Thomas Ireland, 6'1", 170. From Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Lefty delivers, just off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Ireland making his 6th appearance, all out of the bullpen. ERA is high at 15. Small sample size, but the high number. Delivery was somehow missed again. Not quite sure where. 3 balls and no strikes. Might have been up a bit. 6 innings pitched, 11 base hits, 10 runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts in 6 innings. Ireland delivers inside, and that's a 4-pitch walk. So Clark Elliott on, you know what? It's just almost a very typical night for Clark. He is 1 for 4 with 1 base hit, 3 strikeouts, and that's a little bit unusual, but again draws a walk, so he's on base. What? 2 out of 5, which is 400. On base percentage for the season, 403. Or in the words of the immortal Herman's Hermits, second verse, same as the first. But it's a good verse. Pitch up high for a ball to Bobby Bozer, 1-0. Bobby 0 for 3. Struck out twice, bounced to third, was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. Right-handed hitter is the Hound shortstop. 1 on, 1 out, and a swing and a miss. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. And one person in the crowd discovering the joy of going woo as loud as you possibly can. Exactly why, of course, will remain a mystery. There you go, see? And, of course, now somebody else will start doing it. Pitch down and in for a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. You just gotta love human beings, don't you? We're such a fun group. Somebody goes woo, so I'll go woo too. Not me, them. 2-1 pitch is fouled away. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on and 1 man down. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Hounds 8 and the Riders 1. Luke Mann on deck in the 8th. I was waiting for that pitch down and in for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Don't know if the woo artist is waiting for the pitcher to go into his motion or not. Seems that way. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first base. Here's Clark Elliott. The stretch and pitch by Ireland. Oh, that bounces up there. Ball 4. So Bobby Bozer draws the base on balls. Couple of walks in the inning, 2 on, 1 out. Batter is Luke Mann. Luke 1 for 4. And started the mini rally in the 7th inning with a 1-out base hit to center field. So 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but again on base in 13 of his last 14 games. Hitting well above 250. Again on the season, right about 200. So it's been a good solid stretch, and he's a guy who produces. When he's got it going, produces very well. Swinging a foul back 0-1 in his last 13 games, 9 runs batted in. Has 3 home runs in that stretch. So 2 on, 1 man down. 0-1 count to Luke. And a swing and a miss. Chased the breaking ball way down and away from Thomas Ireland. And Ireland has struck out 9 batters in 6 innings. He'd only walked 3, but he's walked a couple here in this one. 2 on with 1 man down. 0-2 count to the Hounds' third baseman. Man, swing and a miss. So a 4 strikeout game for Luke Mann, along with a base hit and a run scored. 2 men down in the inning, and the batter is Cameron Leary. Cameron 1 for 4 with a double and a stolen base. Frisco, ninth inning, we'll have Rafe Parrish, Arturo Diesla, who's had a good game, and Yason Morabel. 2-3-4 in the order. Hounds with a 7-run advantage. Pitch, boy, backs up, just stays on the inside edge. Called strike to Cameron Leary, 0-1. Sky, deep dark midnight blue now all the way around us. 0-1 set. Pitch swung on, ground ball, got a chance up the middle, and it's a base hit into center field. Cameron Leary will drive home a run. Hounds get the run back in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's 9-1. Cameron Leary's 39th RBI of this season and a 2-for-5 game with a double, a steal, and now an RBI single. So Clark Elliott comes across to score on that swing of the bat. And it'll bring up Casey Yamauchi. Bobby Bozer coming around to third, so runners at the corners. 2 men down in the inning, and the 2 bases on balls come back to haunt Thomas Ireland. 2 walks, and now the RBI single. Top of the order, Casey Yamauchi. Takes way up high for a ball, 1-0. Now Amarillo just scored 3 in the top of the 11th inning, so the Sod Poodles are, at least right now for the moment, they may take over the top spot in the South Division. Entered today tied with the Rough Riders. Breaking pitch called strike, gets there to Casey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, you win that first half, that is, it's a deserved luxury, if you will, because boy, it makes the second half just a whole different feeling to it. Swinging a foul tip off Casey's bat, 1-2. RockHounds have rarely won a first half. Only happened a couple of times, 2005 I should say, and then 2025 last season. And that turned out to be very big with a major roster shift right about the start of August a year ago. 1-2 count. Pitch from Ireland is fouled away. Of course, the Riders haven't really let the foot off the gas much at all in the second half, but it's so cool to have that playoff ticket already punched. Amarillo, meantime, again leading at Arkansas, middle of the 11th inning now, 5-2. Swinging a fly ball to straightaway center field, drifting over with plenty of room. Marcus Lee Sang will glove that. Blaise Pontes will come on to pitch as we go to the top of the 9th inning. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the order. That's Rafe Parrish, Arturo Diesla, and Yason Morabel. 9-1. RockHounds lead the Riders. This, by the way, is the only South Division game. The other 3, San Antonio hosting Springfield, Corpus hosting Tulsa, and Amarillo is at Arkansas. So this is the only head-to-head meeting in the South tonight and through this week, called strike to Rafe Parrish. And San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Amarillo are all leading at this point. 0-1 count. Rafe Parrish, switch hitter, batting from the left side against Blaise. Pitches up high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Second stint with the Hounds on this season for Blaise. Went back to the Lansing Lugnuts for a while. 18th appearance. He's 2-1, 6.05 the earned run average. Right-hander with a stretch and pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Well, he did. No appeal needed, I guess. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Parrish 0 for 3 in the game. 2 strikeouts against Jamie Arnold. Bounced out against Will Johnston to end the 6th inning. That was the first batter that Will faced in relief after Jamie's tremendous performance tonight. Off speed, swung on and missed. Strikeout for Blaise Pontes. And the bell tolls 1 time in the top of the 9th inning. So a baker's dozen whiffs for the RockHounds. Again, first 9 of them from Jamie Arnold, who was absolutely stellar in this game. Here's Arturo Diesla. The Riders have 4 base hits in this game. Diesla has 2 of them. Corey Joyce set the table in the 8th, and wouldn't you know, Keith Jones the 2nd with a double. Driving home the run that broke the goose egg on the board. Pitch down low to Diesla for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Arturo, right-handed hitter, and singled in the first, doubled in the fourth. Big swing and a miss. Boy, he's one of those guys who really kind of defines the cliche. He does not get cheated. When he swings at a pitch, he is, boy, full tilt boogie. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Riders' DH. Played first base last night, was really good. Takes down and away for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Blaise Pontes looking into Davis Diaz. Has his sign, a 2-1 count. A stretch and pitch to Diesla. Down and away for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, plays one of 2 Hawaiian Island natives on this team, along with his second baseman, Casey Yamauchi. 6 feet, 200 pounds. Delivers, and that's a called strike. Diesla thought he might have had a walk there. Instead, the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Plays 26 years of age. Went to school at home, University of Hawaii. Comes set, hands right at the letters. Count is full to a dangerous hitter in Arturo Diesla. The 3-2 pitch, and it's lined into right field, a base hit. Well, the Riders have 5 base hits, and Diesla has 3 of them. Gone opposite way twice and doubled down the left field line. So 3 for 4, did strike out once. That was against Will Johnston, but a 3 for 4 night for Arturo Diesla. And the batter, Yeson Morabel, 0 for 3. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Made the journey now fully into nighttime. Bright lights of the yard shining in the top of the 9th inning as Pontes hits the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Morabel. Malcolm Moore on deck for the Riders in the top of the 9th inning. 9-1. The RockHounds lead it with 1 on and 1 man down. Pontes pitch, and that's popped foul up over the roof on the left side of the yard and out of play. 0-2 the count. Mentioned the Thirsty Thursday matchup tomorrow. That again will be the Amigos taking the diamond. Franchise's Copa identity now for a 3rd year, I believe. Delivery down to the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 7 o'clock be our first pitch. And Dylan McLean has been very good for the Rough Riders. 7-2 is the left-hander. ERA at 4.5. Nathan Detmer just really getting his double-A worst of his career going. 0-2, ERA at 8.68. Pitch from Pontes up high for a ball. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on and 1 man down in the 9th. Well, fastball at 95 from Blaise Pontes. Morabel waits. Right-hander's pitch. Punch left side, handled by Luke Mann. Flips to second base for 1 and on to first. And that's a double play, and that's your ball game. RockHounds go around the horn here in the top half of the 9th inning, and this ball game is in the books. No runs on a base hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Well, it wasn't quite a collective shutout, but boy, Jamie Arnold absolutely outstanding. Uribe Alangeles in particular was stellar at the dish. And the RockHounds even this series, so after a 14-4 thumping last night, the RockHounds got to return the favor here. Hounds in this game left 13 men on base. That's how many they left last evening, but they also brought 9 across. And the outstanding pitching, of course, made this a whole different kind of ball game tonight. So the Hounds will exchange the high fives, and as one of our managers used to say, everything's better when you win, including the high five exchange, and that's what the Hounds will do right now. This one in the book for the RockHounds 9, the Frisco Rough Riders 1. Totals coming up after this from Bud Light.
All right, grab some buds and listen up. Grilling season's here. Now we find out what we're made of. Are we gonna fold under pressure and overcook the burgers? Or are we gonna nail the carne asada and the brisket and pack the coolers with ice-cold Budweiser and Bud Light? Because that's the difference between winning and losing, between flipping burgers and grilling like a pro.
This summer, grill like a pro with Bud and Bud Light. Stock up today. Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, and Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This presentation of RockHounds Baseball has been brought your way in part by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Let's go back to Bob at the ballpark for a quick look at the runs, hits, and errors.
By the way, just to give credit where credit is due, that double play was 5-6-3, so I think I said 5-4-3, but the Hounds go around the horn with the double play to end the ball game. So 9-1 is the final. For Frisco, 1 run on 5 base hits, no errors, 1-5-0. For the RockHounds, 9 runs on 15 base hits and no errors, 9-15-0. Boy, a lot of offense in the first 2 games of this series. The Riders left just 3 men on base in this game. The RockHounds, as we mentioned, RockHounds stranded 13, and that's the second straight night they have. But this obviously was a very different kind of ball game. Well, Jamie Arnold is now 5-5, and that earned run average is now under 4. And again, since June 1st, his ERA coming into this game was 2.89, and he will drop that even a bit lower over his last now, two months and a week or so of work. Since the calendar turned to June, Jamie has been as good as anybody perhaps in this league. Cade Anderson, I guess, would probably be the exception, but he's the exception in all of Double-A baseball. So 1-5-0 for the Riders, 9-15-0 for the RockHounds. Jamie Arnold gets the win in this ball game. The loss will go to starter DJ McCarty for the Rough Riders in this ball game. So check the time and attendance. There we go. 2 hours, 45 minutes of baseball daylight time. 2:45, 2,132 on hand to watch it. Uribe Alanjales leading the way offensively. Also Arturo Disla, although it was most of the Frisco offense, another really good ball game for the big right-handed hitter. He goes 3 for 4 in this game, does Disla, to lead Frisco. Devin Taylor, 3 for 4, scored 3, drove 1 in, on base 4 out of 5 times. And Uribe Alanjales, 4 for 5. He had a home run and 4 runs driven in this game. So he certainly lead the way. And Alanjales, that 3-run home run, certainly the biggest swing of this ball game. RockHounds now 16-19 in the second half of this season, 48-55 overall. And again, with a rough stretch of late, victory has to feel awfully good, I would think, in that home clubhouse. Riders fall to 19-16 overall, 58 in the second half, that is, and 58-45 overall on the season.